The biggest distinction between grocery and other retail segments is its unique product mix. This mix, known as the assortment, commonly falls into 4 categories: fresh, dry, dairy, and frozen. The standard fresh subcategories are produce, further split into fruits, vegetables, and fresh herbs; meat, including both the butcher counter and the pre-packed meats; seafood, sometimes combined together with meat; deli, which includes lunch meats, cheeses, and many of the common prepared foods like rotisserie chicken or potato salad; and bakery. There's one more important concept that applies across these categories, particularly fresh: convenience. Convenience is a growing consumer trend, and most grocers will cater their assortment to the entire spectrum of willingness to pay. Some customers are willing to pay more for prepared or semi-prepared fresh foods, while others prefer the lower-cost raw ingredients. For this reason, grocers often further classify the fresh items into tiers like base products, the raw, unaltered products like an onion; premium products, unaltered but higher quality products like imported or organic produce; and convenience products, ones that the store has in some way pre-prepared, such as pre-cut pineapples or cooked rotisserie chicken. Let's review the fresh assortment in more detail. First, produce. In produce, there are a few important considerations. One is storage and display needs. Some items, such as lettuce, might require cold storage, while others, such as apples, are best kept at ambient temperatures. Another consideration is how the items are priced and sold. Selling in bulk refers to pricing by weight. Other products are sold by each, meaning they're priced by unit. The choice of in bulk versus by each also impacts inventory controls. Bulk is generally harder to keep track of. First, it's harder to take inventory counts in the store. These are usually done by sight. That looks like 2 pounds of potatoes, right? And second, produce loses water weight over time, which throws off the inventory. Nearly all meat and seafood needs to be kept cold, and grocers usually use a mix of 2 display options, either on the shelves or behind the butcher counter. The shelves house pre-cut meats in well-sealed packages. Pre-cutting can be done by the vendor, or it can be done by the grocer, either on-site or upstream at central kitchens called commissaries. The benefit of pre-cut shelved meat is that it will keep longer. Meat stored behind the butcher counter is often seen by shoppers as a premium product. The challenge for grocers, however, is that it spoils faster due to air exposure. The deli category includes deli meats like lunch meats and bacon, cheese, and the hot prepared foods, sometimes called hot deli or home meal replacement, HMR for short. HMR, like the hot food bar or the rotisserie meats, are probably the clearest example of convenience items that command a price premium over raw or base goods. These items have a very high rate of spoilage. After just a few hours on the warming counter, the rotisserie chicken will be dried out and unsellable. The final category, bakery, covers all of the items you would expect: breads, cookies, and other freshly baked goods. A key distinction in the baked category is who prepared the goods. In many cases, a vendor prepares the baked goods and sells them to the grocer. These can either be unbranded or branded. Branded bakery products are often called proprietary or prop bakery. In other cases, the grocer bakes the goods on-site, either from scratch or through a par-bake model, where partially pre-baked items are finished on-site. Let's end with a word on spoilage. Spoilage, also called loss or shrinkage, can be measured as a percentage of COGS or a percentage of sales. The most comprehensive measure will include markdowns, the discounts used to move nearly expired food. Seafood loss can be the highest. When there is an open-air fish case, it's not uncommon to see spoilage rates of 15% of sales or more. Bakery is often the next highest, and spoilage typically ranges from 10 to 15% of sales. Deli loss often falls in the range of 5 to 10% of sales. This is driven largely by the hot deli or HMR items, which see 10 to 15% loss. HMR and bakery items in particular rarely last overnight. Nonetheless, some grocers purposefully keep these categories full into the evening to capture end-of-day sales, accepting higher spoilage than grocers who sell down before closing. Meat loss is often in the 5 to 10% range, with higher losses for meat kept in the butcher's case. Lastly, produce spoilage is often between 5 to 8%, with fresh herbs being some of the biggest culprits because of their lower sales velocity.